Are you nervous about the IELTS speaking exam because you don't come across as fluent? Do you feel nervous because you'll use too many fillers in the IELTS speaking exam? And well, we all know fillers are bad. Wait, are they bad? Or are they good? That is a $1,000,000 question. And I'm Diksha Mehta from LeapScholar. In this video, I'm going to be showing you two different types of fillers, the beneficial ones and the bad ones, which can bring your scores down. Alright.
Hello everyone, welcome to LeapScholar. From free IELTS lectures and practice questions to mock interviews and tips and tricks, you will find everything here at IELTS Prep by LeapScholar to ace the IELTS test. Hence, to ensure the best learning experience, make sure to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get your daily dose of IELTS content.
Well then, let's begin by first talking about the elephant in the room. No, I'm not talking about myself. I mean the negative fillers, right? So, this is what we all already know of. Fillers which come out when we make a lot of efforts or when we struggle because we are too nervous and we are thinking too hard and we just want to quickly say something to fill in the silence. For example, these could be verbal sounds such as so verbal pauses. These could also be some words that you continuously repeat. Some very common words are well, the other day. So other words such as like, well, I was about to tell her like we were going to the market, like. Other words such as actually, basically, and, right? So now there is absolutely nothing wrong with these words on their own. However, the problem arises when we insert them in a place where they are not needed. Alright, so now we understand what exactly are negative fillers. Now, step number 2 is how to avoid them. This is a very, very interesting strategy that I'm going to give you, and it's quite easy as well. It also helped me reduce my fillers. So, very simple. Whenever you're practicing speaking at home or whenever you next speak about any particular topic, I want you to consciously speak slower. Yes, you heard me right. Not speak fast, speak slower. Yes, we're talking about fluency. Well, not in the actual IELTS exam. I mean when you're practicing the next time, maybe 3 to 4 times when you're practicing, I want you to reduce your speed of speaking so that this allows your brain time to think and then speak. This will automatically reduce the number of fillers that you're using. Slowly and steadily, when you feel that my fillers have completely reduced, you can now switch back to your normal speed of speaking. Works with a lot of people, should work with you as well. Do let me know in the comment section in case it doesn't, and I will help you out with another strategy. Alright, now that we've understood negative fillers, we've understood how to avoid them, now I want to talk about how to improve your fluency by using the positive, the beneficial fillers. These fillers that I'm talking about are simply what we call discourse markers and linking words. Alright, they make your speech sound more natural, more like a native speaker. So, let me give you an example of such fillers. The easiest one is the most overused word and. So you could replace that word by using different words. For example, you could say additionally or in addition to that. So for example, you could say, I was going to the market and additionally, I had to bring a box from there. Okay. The next one is also quite easy. So remove the and you could say not only but also. For example, I could say, not only did I like her, but also I wanted to marry her. So that makes it a very nice, complex sentence as well. The third one is simply on top of that. So for example, I could say the day was already going really bad. On top of that, my boss called me and fired me. So those were three examples of fillers to use instead of the word and. Similarly, I'm going to give you another word very overused, but. So I want you to remove the word but and try and use linking words of contrast. For example, the easiest one, however. Now, however could replace but in every situation. So, for example, I could say, I wanted to marry him. However, she did not, or he did not like that. So that is the easiest one. However can replace but in any and every situation. Others similar to this would be, so if you want to contrast, you could say even though, although, or simply though. You could also say nevertheless. You could even say despite that, or in spite of that. So in spite of all the difficulties, I still wanted to go abroad. All right. The third category that I'm going to talk about is also very useful for the IELTS exam, because this will help you talk about your opinion. So there will definitely be at least a question, probably in part 3, where your opinion is required. Now, how do you give that? You could simply say, instead of I think, you could say in my opinion. So for example, you could say, in my opinion, solar panels could be the next big thing. Or you could say, I reckon, a slightly informal word. You could say, I reckon solar panels are great. Or you could say, from my point of view. So very similar to in my eyes. For example, I could say, from my point of view, solar panels seem to be a little expensive. And finally, you could even say, I strongly believe. So, I strongly believe solar panels will solve the crisis of pollution plaguing the city. One more, let's say if you want to disagree with something, you could say, I'm afraid I don't think solar panels could do the job. Or I really don't believe that solar panels would be adept at performing this. So that was how to give your opinion. And moving on to my next segment. All right, now how to tackle part 3 questions where you need to analyze two different sides. So then how could you tackle this? How could you talk about the viewpoints of the other side as well? Instead of saying some people feel that, how about saying, let's say, supporters of XYZ say that? Very good functional language. So for example, instead of saying, some people believe that MNCs would be beneficial, you could say, supporters of globalization believe that MNCs would be beneficial. Or you could even say, it is usually believed that MNCs would be beneficial. Having said that, and then you could give your opinion. This is another good phrase, having said that, which can be used to give a hint of an opposition. And finally, the last thing that I'm going to talk about is how to give an example. Let me begin by saying, please do not use the word to exemplify by just replacing for example with to exemplify. That is not correct. That's not the correct usage of the word exemplify. Instead, you could simply say, for example, or you could say, for instance, or you could say, such as. So, for example, you could say, I like ice creams such as chocolate, vanilla, etc., etc. Or you could even use the word like. And finally, you could use the phrase, it can be seen with the example of. So let me fill that for you. You could say, this can be seen with Apple, which is marketing all its products, right? So that is how you can use this can be seen with and fill your example over there. All right. Lastly, we are also going to look at one more thing, which is how to conclude your topic. So for things like this, you could say to conclude, or I would like to conclude this with, or I'm going to finish this off with. So these are 3 words which you could use while ending your particular conversation. I hope you found this video useful, and once again, let me remind you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to our channel IELTS Prep by LeapScholar if you want to see more such videos. Thank you. Bye bye.